Hello there and welcome to the studio. It's been a while I do this, right? So somebody was asking me for the device I use to make my beats when I go to play outdoor. Basically wants to know my studio setup, asking some of the devices I use to take my sound when I'm recording from the Akai MPC or when I'm recording outdoor. Now there are a lot of devices out there. I'm just going to introduce you to two, and then I'll let you know my favorite and why I picked that over the other one. Stick with me. So over the years I've only used three and currently keeping two, but I'll still let you know why I prefer one over the other. Talking about my outdoor recordings and also about how I've been able to record in the studio, especially maybe when I'm doing my courses, my online courses, or I am trying to record for this kind of video and I have to do a demo for you, how I'm able to actually send out that audio that is crisp and clear, directly from the device. I started out with the Zoom H4N Pro. I think I picked it up in one of my trips to Dubai, and from then for like years, as a matter of fact, I think I actually sold it last year. I just sold it last year, and I'll tell you why I did that as well, to pick up a new one. Very, very good, basically for input, and it does your work perfectly. It's reliable. Let me just read out: reliable, durable. That I never had an issue, of maybe recording and probably it did not work as expected. No, that never happened. The only thing that I noticed was I bought the Wireless Go 2, and when I pick up the Rode Wireless Go 2, I noticed that when I connected to the H4N Pro, I was hearing a funny sound, like a continuous humming sound. I felt maybe that cable is broken. I went ahead and I bought another cable, connected it. The same thing. I noticed that there's a certain place I can put it that the sound will be minimized, but not completely eradicated. So I just felt, I think maybe this device is broken. That's what I thought. Maybe, it's no longer going to be working with if I start connecting cables to it, maybe it might no longer work properly. So I was like, I think it's time for it to go. So I sold it last year. Then I picked up this device, which is the Zoom H6, right? Right there. Now, this is the one I picked up afterwards, and I loved it. Very awesome piece of device. So it does what the H4N Pro is doing, but does it better. I love the fact that the screen is tilted. So when I was using the H4, I had to actually bend it to be sure I can see what is on the screen I'm recording. But this, once I lay it on the table or a flat surface, I can still see the screen, and I can know that my recording is coming in. Because trust me, some of the things you might not know from people that make content is the fact that sometimes we actually talk and forget that we didn't hit record. Because of that, I had to start taking my audio from two different sources. But how about if I was demonstrating something to you and then I forget to hit record on this device? Everything is gone. I have to start all over again, irrespective of if I take my voice in another device. So for those who might not be able to take audio into different places and you just want to take it in one place, this might be a good one, because you will see your screen and it will let you know if it's recording or not. Do you understand? Although there are some other things I actually use to notify myself or remind myself after that has happened a couple of times, to make sure that I have a checklist before I do any video. This must be on, this must be on, this must be on. But then what I'm saying is, this Zoom H6, very, very awesome. And the build quality, everything is, intact and on point. You can remove this and swap it for some other elements, which is something I really, really love very much. And since I've been using it as well, no issues. But then, now let's now see this. When I picked this up, I felt, now that I've picked it up, it should be able to solve that issue of the humming. Then I plugged the Wireless Go in it again, the same sound. Now I started wondering, wait, could it be that my Go is the one that is now broken? But if I connect that Go to other devices, it doesn't make that sound. Then that means it's still somewhere here. Then, and I went to do my research, thorough research, and I found out that because the Go is transmitting in maybe like some 2.4, something like that, gigahertz, different frequency will not let it work properly with this port. So you will need a cord that you can use to connect that small jack or to convert the small jack to this XLR that you have here. Do you understand? That is the TSR or the TRS jack, the small one, the mini, to this XLR. And that is when that noise might actually not occur, right? But then I didn't know that initially. So immediately when I found out, I was like, oh, so that's why this one is built before the era of the so-called 2.4. Basically, they are not compatible in terms of that kilowatts. That means the wireless go is transmitting and receiving at a different frequency, which might be interfering with what you have on your device. Because of that, I now said, oh yeah, I think I still also need to let this go, because I like to just keep everything simple as much as possible. For me, like getting the converter to convert and convert and convert sometimes can just be annoying. That means you're at the mercy of a converter. Should you forget that converter, you're on your own. So I like to just work with something that is generally obtainable or acceptable, that is generally available, that can serve everybody. So then I now moved to this. And this is the Tascam Portacapture X8. Now this is very, very much compatible with the Wireless Go 2, because immediately I plugged it in, I had to remove the something that looks like this, which is the other mics from here. I had to keep it because it is so, I think that's about the only thing I don't like in this whole device. It looks so cheap. It can make the whole device look cheap. That's the only thing I don't like. People won't believe it's real, like it's working, when you show people that, wait, this is a microphone. And I'm told the quality is fine. I've never used it before, so yeah. And what you also need to understand is the fact that if you remove one and you leave the other one, then you insert your, maybe like a wireless mic or your wireless go and all that, you put the receiver here, there'll be no audio going in. So it means the two have to be out. I don't know why that is, but then I don't know why that is. Anyways, that is what I found out, because I removed one before and I put in the receiver. I couldn't get an audio in, but the moment I removed the other part, the audio was going in, irrespective of where I now insert it. I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's a mechanism in there that makes sure that you have to remove the two for it to work. But fine. So I took the two off and I kept it somewhere, and then so ever since when I want to use this, all I do is plug the Rode Wireless Go 2 here, or I go ahead to just plug a lav mic here directly, and then I use. So this for me is basically what I'm using more often right now. Don't go thinking because, oh yes, this has a 32-bit float, and that is basically why you might want to go for it and buy it, because it doesn't clip, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. Yeah, there might instances where that might save you, but it's not something that happens almost every time of your recording or almost every day. Do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't get it because of the floating point of the 32-bit floating point recording, because I'm not sure I will actually get to use it. I don't see myself in a situation whereby it will warrant me to go ahead and say, oh yeah, I'm buying it because of the 32-bit float. No. The kind of content I put out, the kind of places I play, the kind of gigs I get, this will suffice. Do you understand? The only thing why I don't go out with this anymore is simply because of that same Wireless Go 2 issue, which means I have to use this. But on instance where I have to use my lav mics, I still use this. If I'm supposed to record directly from a device into maybe like a handy recorder that I can use, maybe like to superimpose or to synchronize with my video, I still use this guy. I see it because it's still very, very much awesome and powerful, and it can do virtually everything this can do. Yeah, say this can do it better, just like this can do it better what the H4N Pro was doing for me before. And as a matter of fact, I'm already considering, okay, fine, I don't like keeping two things. I'm not the kind of those producers that would definitely have they have stock of items in their house or in their studio, and they say, oh yeah, they just buy, they can sell. Do you understand? Like, they like to keep stock of things like that. I'm not that kind of person. I don't hoard products. The moment I realize that I'm no longer needing it, or I'm no longer going to be using it, I've gotten a replacement, I'm either giving it away or I'm selling it. One of those two things I'm doing. As you can see, right now I have just only the Akai MPCX special edition in my studio. I already sent back the MPC Live 2 that I started with. I sent it back to the States, and it's been, so I think I put it on eBay there. So yeah, the same way I'm already contemplating or considering, oh yeah, I think I need to let it go so I can just stick, strictly with the Tascam Portacapture X8. Some nice features I like here, although it costs more. So when I was using the H4N Pro, for me to be able to actually set everything, then come back to my system and record, I have something that I call the controller. It has a cable attached to it. So you plug that controller to your H4N Pro, then you draw the cable to your desk. So you can actually press play and record and all that. And it will respond, it will trigger the device, right, to start recording or to stop recording. That also works very good. I love that part of it because I had to buy that extra. Then when H6 came out, I realized that, oh yeah, I need the same thing. Even though I can see my screen to know if I'm recording or not, but I don't like having to stand up. When I set it away from the device, I don't like having to stand up and press record or press stop on the device. I might just have mistakenly hit something, reset your camera and things like that. So I was already contemplating on buying the controller again, which is the remote control. But then I realized that, the Tascam Portacapture X8 does not need for you to connect that device to it. All you need to do is get this Tascam Bluetooth receiver. Take a look at it right there. So this device is all you need to be able to use this wirelessly with your device, maybe your laptop or your phone or your tablet, right? All you need to do is once you insert it and you switch it on, you go to your Bluetooth, you'll be able to connect it to your device. And when you do that, you can control it remotely on your device. So anytime I'm recording, I'll see it on my device and I can use it to control. I can use it to probably stop a track, mute a track, adjust volume. Virtually everything you see on this screen, if you are using the Portacapture X8, virtually everything you're seeing on this screen, it will transmit it straight to your device. So on the app, I have the software, that Tascam software, and then it will just connect it to, and you can easily just control it remotely. So it doesn't matter if I'm seated or I'm far away from the device. So I love that about this, making use of that software integration and doing it wirelessly. I was hoping maybe these guys too, with time, they should be able to come up with wireless features that can allow you to connect your device and then do some settings. What I just don't like about this is the fact that this alone is expensive. I think it cost me about $40 something, and that's coupled with that's even that's without tax and without shipping. So if you put all those things together, it's actually a lot of money. But then it does the job perfectly for me. One thing I'll remind you though, if you are using this device, which is the Bluetooth device, to connect it to your phone or your tablet, do not make the mistake of using the transfer. If you go to your transfer, you can actually go to transfer here. Let's say you connect this device using the USB-C cable to your laptop. Then you're trying to transfer the files from your device to your laptop. You have two options. You can choose to remove the micro SD and connect it to your laptop, but I don't do that. What I do basically is I just simply take out my cable, connect this, and I connect it to my device instead of me having to remove that. Because trust me, if you keep removing that and putting it back every time, you might actually damage it. They don't have that kind of ruggedity that will allow you to remove it and put it back almost every day. So, but this is better. This lasts longer. You can put in your cable, put it onto your laptop, then do your transfer using the screen of the device. If you are doing the transfer using the screen of your computer, of your phone or your tablet, the moment that device goes to sleep, I noticed that happened to me twice. That transfer is cancelled because it will be responding exactly to what is going on your screen. So it's responding based on what is coming in from the device that you're using to remote control it. Tascam, if you're seeing this, you might want to also take a look at it. Let's see the possibility of you having to do something about it. I didn't complain about it to you directly, Tascam, because I know a lot of people talked about the fact that your left and right mics are crappy, you should be able to do something else that people can buy and just swap and put it, so that would look much more, interesting. Just see what you're looking at here. This is awesome. I'm talking about the, left and right. It looks professional. It looks very, very sturdy. It looks nice. But the one you guys have here is just one plastic that is very funny. A lot of people talked about it, but you didn't do anything about it. Or maybe you did and I didn't know, because I've not seen any updates from anybody that says, oh yeah, they changed it. Do you understand? That's why I didn't really bother to even come and notify you that this is what I'm noticing. This is what I'm coming across as I use your device. This is still your device. Do you understand? To connect your Tascam to a phone. Like I go to the SD transfer interface and I say, okay, I want to transfer files, and then immediately I'm doing that, when my phone go to sleep, or the phone should definitely just go to sleep, or probably the screen just goes off, the connection breaks and that transfer stops. So I have to start all over again. So I noticed that and I was like, no, I don't think that's a good one. So don't try to initiate a transfer using your device when it's connected. Just connect it, and then you can do your transfer directly from your device straight into your laptop, or just do the normal copy. So that's just it for my subscriber that basically wants to know what I'm using. I started out with the Zoom H4N Pro, used it for a couple of years, like I'm saying years. Then I moved into this Zoom H6, which really works well. There is not a single issue with it, works perfectly fine. But because of the issue I was having with the Rode Wireless Go, and I'm sure that same issue will happen to any wireless mic that you're using that has the, how do I put it, that has that, or is using that technology, the 2 gigahertz or whatever it is technology that the Wireless Go 2 is actually using. Then I had to go step up, to get the Tascam, and Tascam works pretty awesome. It's my now favorite, not even because of the fact that there are a lot of things you can do here. You can set. I'm not reviewing the device. I'm just telling you what I use, because reviewing the device, seriously, it's a different video entirely. If you want that, I can give it to you, but then there are a lot of videos already that talked about this device, and I think they actually did good justice to it. You can go look it up. But yeah, this will give you a very crisp and sound and silent noise as much as possible. Your sound will come in, quality top notch, and the same thing happens here. This will also give you the same high level of quality of sound when you are recording into it. So that's what I have, and my favorites will be Tascam, actually, for now. Yeah, you can't even compare these two. They are not in the same category. They are not made in the same year. Do you get? This was made years before this came into be. That's why most review will compare this to a Zoom H8. I think they are the two that come in about the same year, have the same 32-bit float, which I said again, it's nothing to me. So I'll just let you, make your own decision which one you feel is good for you to use. But then if you're on a budget and you still feel where you get your work done, like I said, 32-bit float is not a problem for you. You don't use all those wireless devices, wireless mic that uses all those 2 point something, whatever. Just stick with this. You are going to get a good value for your money. But if you feel, oh yeah, I might one day probably have to use that device, and I like the fact that this one has maybe like an external connector that I can remotely start my work on. That just extra fees that you might not need, or you might need. Do you understand? Like, I need it, that's why I'm getting it. I don't usually go around getting what I don't need. I need that because it makes my work easier when I'm recording and all that. That's why I had to get the accessory. You might not need to get it. So that'll be all for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Which one of them have you used before? Are you familiar with? Are you a Zoom fan or you are a Tascam fan? So let's talk about it in the comment section below. See you in the next one.